What is good, YouTube? We are back with another video, and in this video it's a crazy one. I seen someone commented on my YouTube as well, so I was like, oh yeah, let me search that up. And this is what I got. We got Jake, Karmelo Anthony trial. Lawyer says victim side supports self-defense with a knife. Listen, someone stabbed somebody in the chest with a knife, which is crazy. I don't know nothing about the situation. The name is Karmelo Anthony, which every time I see that name, the first thing I think of is the basketball player, which I don't think it's the basketball player. I don't know. But hey, hope y'all enjoy. And if y'all do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. We got some mama food to grub on. Throw that something to grub on, or if you smoking a blunt, or you got a little shot to take, you know, that right, you feel me? We about to get to this video. Hope y'all enjoy.
Started for Karmelo Anthony, the teen accused of stabbing the other teen at a high school track meet. Jury selection started today. Apparently, the judge has made strict rules, which include no live streaming in the courtroom, no videos in the courtroom. They have to ask permission to use their laptops in the courtroom, but we're still going to be covering it and breaking it down because apparently the defense for Karmelo Anthony has been laid out.
Back now to our lead story, which is jury selection beginning in just a few hours in the trial of a North Texas teen accused of stabbing and killing a student athlete. 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony is charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf. Trevor Sohaki is live for us this morning outside the Collin County Courthouse this morning with the very latest on this case. And Trevor, this case has actually captured the national attention, particularly on social media too.
Yeah, that's right, Carmen. There have been debates online over stand your ground laws, race, and lots of misinformation on social media. In fact, there's been so much tension, threats, and controversy that the judge issued a gag order last year to prevent either side from discussing the case. Now, police say this stabbing happened at a Frisco ISD track meet in April of last year after a verbal confrontation between Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. A witness told police that Anthony came over to Metcalf and others in a tent on the bleachers. The 17-year-olds went to different schools and didn't know each other. Metcalf told him to leave, then Anthony reached into his bag and said, "Touch me and see what happens." One witness said Metcalf touched Anthony, and another witness said Metcalf grabbed Anthony. Police said that's when Anthony pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest before running away. Metcalf was taken to the hospital where he later died. Anthony was later arrested and charged with murder. According to a police report, Anthony admitted to the stabbing, claiming it was self-defense. He's currently on house arrest at his parents' home. Now, jury selection will begin at 9 this morning. Collin County District Judge John Roach is not allowing any live streaming of the trial inside the courtroom, but we will have a reporter inside that room at all times.
If that's what happened, bro provoked it. Bro over here talking about touch me, see what happened. He wanted to be a cool guy. He reached in the bag. They didn't say that he pulled out the knife and then just said, touch me, see what happened. Nah, he reached in the bag and left his hand in the bag, trying to portray something, like backed up like this, like just trying to look cool or something, causing a situation. You know, if you portray it, you cause the whole situation, and then you stab someone. That's not a self-defense. Hit him with like 10 years.
We'll bring the very latest updates as they come in.
Drew, you want to look something.
Amazing means Robert gets to meet his grandson for the first time and spoil him.
Quick pause, because this might actually help you out. You get some $50 bonus of their Fed cause controversy and division throughout this country. It always does. And a lot of people have come to Austin's, you know, I don't necessarily want to say defense because he's no longer here, but a lot of people sympathize with the victim and a lot of other people sympathize with Karmelo, saying this was actually self-defense. Now, I covered this case a year ago and I titled it The Case of Karmelo Anthony, Lies, Race, and Deceit. And we'll just play a little bit of this just to show y'all what it was then.
There's no self-defense, because if you are afraid the day before, where you have to take a weapon to school, why not notify your parents? You getting ready to run track with other kids.
And that's a fact. If it's been something that's been being reported to the school, to the police and kept happening, and then you felt the need because your life people was just ignoring it, then yeah. But if you ain't tell nobody and you just said, all right, bet, trying to be a cool dad, all right, bet, I'm gonna take this to school with me, all right, bet, or you touch me, see, look what happened, provoking it, and then scream out self-defense. Nah, that's not how it works.
Kids and you got a
Real
knife
shit.
on you. No, man, you got to go to jail.
And I'll say this, normally at school, the responsibility of defense does not fall on you. That's why schools have school resource officers. And again, bringing a weapon into school, if this was a valid argument, then kids would be able to bring guns to school because, hey, I'm in fear that the school might get shot up at some point.
Talking about he had a knife. You damn right. If you a black man living in America, you better be walking around with a talking about he had a knife. You got white boys riding around with guns and y'all crying about a knife.
The hard part that cost me is I lost my son, and his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
And that's something tragic that nobody should live through. Real shit. Real shit. I'm not trying to say that his son was innocent though, because I actually think I remember this. Jay said he did a video about a year ago about that. I might have seen that because I thought it was a different case, but it was something similar to this. It might just be this. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be fried. I probably forgot. But I think I seen this shit. I don't think this guy was. I think that they was having like a beef, you know, bullying each other, or he was just bullying Karmelo Anthony, you know. I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I need a break.
But yo, like I was saying, that's something that's tragic, yo. No one deserves to see that. That's why you gotta use your resources and report everything. If you are not being treated correctly, report it.
Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. Not even as somebody even rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand as I was a
what the fuck, bro?
father.
I don't understand
You
that
could
shit. Like, these be like people that support Chud and shit. Like, what is the word called? It starts with it's like the government. You know, it's like the fucking supremacist shit, like white supremacists and shit. They just be like labeling black people for anything, brother. There are humans that are evil. It does not matter the color. It does not matter the race. I had to hop on X right now. I was doom scrolling on Twitter last night on X. I seen someone die to a Mexican. I seen in Mexico people die. I seen in fucking. I was about to say in Arabic. In Arabic. No, that makes no sense. In fucking wherever, like, whatever country that is, Iraq or whatever. Seeing someone die over there, yo. I just seen a video. It's going viral right now. This kid was pushed off a boat. A whole bunch of kids. I say kids. It was like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, you know. They were on a boat, on a vacation or whatever. And they all were laughing, ha. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't really know what they were saying. But then they were literally telling them to push him off. They pushed him off a boat, and that guy drowned. Little ass kid. I drowned. Yes, it could be a black guy showing some shit, or the same shit. Doesn't have to just be showing shit, fucking stabbing shit. It could be a fucking white person. I've seen any race to be any race to be evil, and just the fact that people just be labeling it just on black people is insane. is insane. Like I said, you go on Twitter right now, you see any race killing someone. People are evil.
Idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son.
That's insane.
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the problem, my friend.
So clearly, y'all can see the division in this case, right? You have Dr. Umar saying any young black teen should be carrying a knife to school because there's white boys riding around with guns. And then you can...
Anybody should be protecting their life. Not during the school. Listen, and it's really hard to say this because, like Jake said, school's getting dangerous, and then I haven't really heard of no school shootings. Thankfully, I haven't heard of that recently. You know, it's scary though. It is scary. That's why I can't blame a kid. Like there probably is a bunch of kids carrying weapons to school every day, not because they want to shoot the school, not because they want to hurt anybody, because they are actually scared for their life, and that shit's scary. But don't take the school. It's not even worth it, Russia. After you're graduated, after you roam in the world, you roam in the whole fucking world, you working every day, I'm not saying I'm not promoting that either, but I'm just saying you roam in the world, protect your life, you feel me? Protect your life for sure. It's your Second Amendment too, it's your right, you feel me? Hey, as soon as you can, yeah, carry a weapon, but do it with precaution, you feel me? And don't be one of these goofballs that be like, oh, I keep it on me. I keep it on me. Letting everybody know you got it on you. Because then that's how you die. Or that's how you get it taken. Real shit. But just protect yourself, yo.
Gonna have Jake Lang saying black kids are the ones doing the most murders and using the most illegal guns. I mean, they just came out with something, I think it was in Maryland, where they're banning Glocks because Glocks, you know, they take, you know, you get a little switch, you put it on the back of a Glock and it fires automatically. And Glock switches aren't really popular in gun shops and this and that because the vast majority of Americans cannot own a machine gun. Glock switches are popular in drill culture where everyone's talking about shooting switches, and it's like you don't really see a lot of white kids in drill. So the thing is, you have race baiters on each side of this situation. And what it needs to get brought back to is not everyone in their fucking opinion and feeling valid that their opinion is correct. It's the fact that two teens got into a confrontation. One lost his life. Now, again, Dr. Umar says white boys are riding around with guns. This is Austin and his brother, and they have clearly hunting rifles. And this is a common thing for white boys to do in Texas. And then pictures like this hit the internet of Karmelo Anthony. And bro, they tried to blow this out of proportion. First off, this was a BB gun, and he's with a whole bunch of other white kids in this party. What teenager hasn't taken a picture like this before? You got a lot of grown men that still take pictures throwing up the middle finger. So they try to make this kid seem like he was thug nasty, as if he wasn't at a track meeting because he also ran track. They try to make the other kid seem like he was the best kid in the school, you know, whatever. And that's why everyone just started doing the whole race bait shit. And again, social media was able to portray this however they wanted to based on the bias of the person posting. And obviously things heated up even more when a GoFundMe raised $500,000. And it wasn't just the amount of money, it was what the donators were saying.
Keep doing what you would do, young man. You are anti-bullying hero, stellar gentleman. Wow.
Keep doing what you do, young man. You are an anti-bullying hero, a scholar, and a gentleman. While Black Excellence would comment nothing, just donating again, the more these hateful whites show their insecurities and fragilities of losing dominance. Sending love, light, and justice to King Karmelo, speaking full exoneration over your name. And then things heated up even more when Karmelo went in front of a black judge who reduced his $1 million or a little bit more than $1 million bond down to just 200 and something thousand, and he went home on house arrest for murder. But nobody would race bait this case more than Minister Dominique Alexander, I think his name is, who, when Austin's father showed up to meet the family of Karmelo, more or less just to say, look, I forgive your son, Dominique basically got him kicked out of the event. He got the victim's father kicked out of the event. Austin's father, Jeff, has been making headlines himself as he attempted to make peace with his son's killer's family and pray together at a press conference held for Karmelo. Instead, he was escorted out by police, with Karmelo's family apparently uninterested in making amends.
So people keep asking us, where do you film your podcast? We shoot everything inside Riverside. I record our show in 4K, even though we're 1,000.
What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. That was disrespectful and just shows you all the character.
Now, these are Karmelo's.
Why are they acting like they're the one that lost his son, though? Your son killed his son. Am I lost? Am I confused?
Parents. They look presentable. They look well dressed. But this fake fucking MLK right here is a whole bunch of bullshit. Because this man who calls himself a minister and an activist and all this other extra shit, looking at his criminal record, he has felony injury to a child, forging a check, leading police on a high-speed chase, stealing a car, falsely claiming a car was stolen, offensive physical contact, probation violations, felony theft, felony assault causing serious bodily harm, misdemeanor assault, continuous violence against family, theft, making a false police report, evading arrest. And if you don't believe me, theft, making a false police report.
Look at him right here. Look at him. Look at him. Goofy.
Evading arrest. And if you don't believe me, I even have the official report from when he beat I believe 2-year-old baby. The baby was in the intensive care unit when he was examined by the doctor. The baby had a subdural hemorrhage, blood around the brain, between the halves of his brain and at the sac of the brain. He also has retinal hemorrhages in both eyes, which is bleeding in the eyes. These types of injuries are seen in trauma with rotational forces. The severity of his injuries is not consistent with rolling off the couch, which is what the minister said.
That's what goofies say like that. Yeah, he was rolling off the couch, but the whole time they just don't have the time to just watch their own fucking child. Or I don't know if this is his child, but I'm guessing it's, or maybe he was just with a shawty and she had a child or something, you know. But look at the doofy. Look at the doofy. Over here beating on children, or maybe just not watching children correctly, you know, and maybe he actually did fail in that, and from afar, just, I'm not even trying to defend him, but you know, goofies like this do shit like that, you know, just leave the baby going around, hurting themselves all day. Fucking dumbasses, though. It's fine, not everyone should even have a child.
That happened. The injuries are acute and likely occurred around the time that complainants started to have symptoms like being unresponsive. Without more adequate history of trauma, complainants' injuries are more consistent with abusive head trauma and child abuse. The child was 2 years old at the time of this offense. So this guy became a fucking activist when he was the one actively beating kids, beating women, committing crimes, this and that. And of course, he's just gonna blame it on the fact that he's black. He never actually did any of this shit in his mind, I'm sure. But in reality, on paper, this is the type of piece of shit he is. So he is trying to represent Karmelo Anthony, which set off a chain reaction of people reacting even worse to this. And of course, he tries to take advantage of the Karmelo Anthony case, represent Karmelo and their family, when in reality, he's a piece of shit.
Profile Dallas civil rights activist Dominique Alexander being accused of domestic violence.
Yeah, Alexander has a history of violence. Fox 4's Ashley Perez joins us live with the very latest on these charges. Ashley. Tim and Hannah, good morning. Yes, Dominic Alexander is in jail this morning on 2 counts. One is aggravated assault, the other aggravated assault, serious bodily injury, family violence. Now, one is a felony, the other is a misdemeanor. Yesterday, he was arrested and charged. Alexander has a history of violence. He was convicted of shaking a 2-year-old baby in 2011 and received probation. He was arrested in 2016 for violating that probation. Then, in 2017, he was arrested in Denton on a theft charge. Alexander is a well-known activist in Dallas protesting several high-profile police shootings, including this past year against former DPD officer Amber Geiger. He was also part.
So this is my thing, right? He beats women and kids. He doesn't have a male victim in any of his cases from what I've read. He beats women and kids, and then to get the attention off of the type of man he is, he puts himself into situations where he grabs a mic, a loudspeaker, gets in front of people.
If you really like got an anger problem, and you gotta hit someone, you gotta beat someone up. What about that makes you just want to hit women? Like what? Why don't you go in a ring and fight? Go in the ring and actually fight guys. Like, if that's what you like to do, why don't you actually do that? Like go to the gym and say, yo, let's spar. Let's put some gloves on, or not even put some gloves on. Go to fucking random parking lot, just ask for a fade. Ask for a fade from every guy you see until it satisfy your needs, if that's what you like to do. Like, what the fuck? If you like to fight. But I don't understand what makes you really just want to beat on women, but not on a guy at all. Like, not just the women around you. That's it. Nah, I'm just gonna be on the woman around me, but then I'll be cool with everyone outside. Goofy shit.
And he speaks out on people that have been shot by the police because he knows that he can use the rage the community is feeling to make himself appear like a better person. Oh, I'm doing this for the community. I'm doing this for the community. Meanwhile, he's causing hell in his own household. So there are many reasons why this case has reached the level of publicity that it has. A lot of the people involved have their own ulterior motives. A lot of people are using this to just spew their own racist or prejudiced views against each other. Again, another situation causing division, but apparently a possible defense method has been released that Karmelo may be using in an attempt to beat this case. Attorneys for the Texas teenager accused of fatally stabbing a 17-year-old at a track meet are likely to focus on the size difference between the two during his murder trial. Karmelo Anthony, 19, was charged with murder after Austin Metcalf bled out in his twin brother's arms during a track meet at a stadium in Frisco, Texas. Anthony and Metcalf, both 17 at the time, had gotten into a confrontation during a rain delay at the sporting event after Metcalf called out Anthony for standing under a tent that did not belong to his school. They exchanged words before Anthony allegedly pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf. He fled the scene but was soon tracked down and arrested. Anthony, whose family launched an online fundraiser to aid his legal battle, has pled not guilty and is claiming self-defense. During his trial, which is set to begin on Thursday, Anthony's defense team could possibly zone in on their client and Metcalf's contrasting sizes as a way to prove self-defense. Anthony is 5'9" and weighs 130 pounds according to the arrest report, while Metcalf, who played football, was 6 foot and weighed 200 to 225 pounds. Now, I don't know about Texas, but in Florida, the size of a person has absolutely fuck all to do with if it stands your ground. You're not just able to be like, oh, he's bigger than me, so I stabbed him. Because they're going to ask you, okay, well, if he's bigger than you and y'all had a confrontation, why didn't you run away? It says in the arrest that Karmelo stabbed him in the chest and then ran. Why didn't you just run away to begin with? Why did you have to stab him first? If you're that in fear of his size, why not remove yourself from the situation? Well, people are going to be like, oh, well, he has the right to stand his ground and this and that. That's true, though. You do have the right to stand your ground. And if someone puts hands on you, you have the right to defend yourself. But the level of force has to equate to the level of force being used against you. If someone pushes you, you can't stab them or shoot them. You can push them back. If someone punches you, you can't just obliterate them. That's not how self-defense works. Now, his attorney also said that the self-defense argument could stand up in this case, even though Anthony was allegedly...
I'm about to end this a little bit earlier. Listen, I hope y'all learned something from this. Hey, I'm trying to summarize it up because we're ending it halfway earlier. But don't provoke, so don't engage in activities. That's why. But when I see something that's about to happen, that I'd be like, oh shit, this could go. The percentage of this going left is going up by the second. I'd be having like a whole fucking meter bar, bro. I'd be peeping everything. I'm like, yo, like this could go bad, like, and then something happened and it's like it's going up, and it's like kind of paranoid, but it's always good to look at it like that, like peep the room, read the room, always read the situation, and keep yourself safe, keep yourself out of trouble. Stand your ground, but the thing is now, look, bro's facing life because it looks like he provoked it. It looks like he engaged in it. It looks like he didn't do anything to take himself from the situation. You feel me? So, hey, you gotta always be smart. Like, you can't always be ready. Like, oh nah, I'm all right. He started some shit. I'm gonna be ready for self defense, because it's not always self defense. You gotta be smart. But hey, my bad. I can't react to this whole video. Excuse me, goddamn. I hope y'all enjoy, yo. I'm gonna see you in the next one.